All right. So let's think higher once again. Of course, I've done this many times over the years, got my answers, and I thought it was a good time to talk about it with you. Now, who is God and what could be God? God could be the universe. God could have created the universe. The universe could be God's baby. But if God's in it and God's all seeing, we'll put it down as God's the universe. As mysterious things have come through history from out there beyond, from the universe, that changes our fate and fate of what happens in history. True? So we look up to the stars and we think about what is out there and what to come of these stories and why are things in a pattern and why do we feel such ways? When it comes to why do we want to learn more and more and never happy once we've learned to be better? That saying is, it's like, I'll be happy when I get a ring. It'll be all good. Got the ring. Not happy, as other people had rings and felt happy. I'll be happy if I can get a car so I can get around. You get a car and you get around. You were happy, but now you're not happy. What is that problem or that energy that makes you feel that way? Is it an energy of progress, of information collecting, of being, of living, of making sure that you don't get stuck in one spot, as evolution needs growth, and if we get comfortable too much, there's no growth. When it comes to the universe, God's babies could be planets, could be stars. God's babies could be a lot of creations within it. What makes you favour and want to keep certain things? Some people would say, I will keep something that I can get along with. Some would say, I keep something that creates a balance and it doesn't need my help and I can come in when I need to. Things like that, don't they? Things that do not fit into that and make things out of balance in your own life and in the universe would create a one-way situation. And so the universe provides in all sorts of mysterious ways of these one-way situations coming to an end for a restart. If you see a pattern of restarting and circling, it means that the lesson has not been taught or it needs to be done in a different way. So when it comes to the people out there, the virus, some would say, I say, as we're similar to certain things. Some would call monkeys, some would say they're mice. Can get along one day when it comes to this connection, the connection they talk about when it comes to all around the world. They say if God's not the universe and balance, he must be love, something that we all feel good, that we know is neutral, but never lasts. So we crave for it, as it's not really real. But what we know is real is balance. Means if someone's tougher than you, you stay away or you listen to what they say. That's what you call balance in nature. If you live in nature and you pretend with your ego that you can control nature, and no one ever could, we're a long way from that. But you perhaps can predict, and predicting happens all the time because you can see a pattern, you're working out a pattern. You haven't worked it out completely, as you'd be able to predict the whole pattern. But a lot of patterns, you'll be able to start to see something, like seeing patterns in numbers. It allows you to keep studying and to be interested. But if you're not interested, or you have people that don't allow you to be interested with using propaganda and bullying tactics, then you won't succeed in finding the right answer. In fact, you will go back into your loophole answer, or backwards. So it's up to us to figure out the answers we need to be, either something that moves on and lives on and can do that no matter what test is thrown at us from the universe, or we just a thing that was born and went shit like a mad scientist and said, what did we create? And I think we need to wipe it out. What do you think we are? Do you think over the 50,000 years that we've talked about that we progressed quickly? Do you think we progressed slowly. If you think we progress quickly, let us know how we suddenly become that progress. As recently with most of our progress, it's only been the last 200 years to 100 years. Before then, we don't really know, as all we have is propaganda stories and destruction of humankind. So perhaps we're not as good as what we think we are. We say that we are favoured, that the dinosaurs were taken out for our reign, for the image of God. Perhaps the dinosaurs had a discussion about that, but none alone around to see or discuss that discussion anymore. That means because they're not around, propaganda and whatever wants to be around can say whatever it wants, but does not mean it's true. We have to learn the right ways of these codes to understand fully with math and science, as we talk about today, to understand science. If you just pick out the science that you understand and works for you and is working for you, and you don't want to lose that ability, you will propaganda, block, and do all sorts of nasty things that humans really haven't not got through. In fact, other species have healed and become better than what humans have failed to do when it comes to control of their envy and greed and kill for pleasure. As we believe with education that these things to make things better in a more thriving area, too much of these things in these areas will cause non-thriving. So there's your answers. You just work it out. Believe what you want to believe. Figure out what you want to figure out. But whatever you do, first you start with the basics. When someone starts a job, they always start from the bottom. Even when people come into jobs and they tell them that they know how to do the job, good job people, bosses, will tell them, I'm going to start you from the bottom anyway. And if you tell them the truth, you will fly through. If you're not, I might see something that you need to relearn. Have a good one and see you later. What do most people like to do? Laugh, walk away, and fail in their test. The best way not to fail in a test is not to walk away until you get the right answer and debate. And the best way to do that too is to try not to use the old tactics of what we believe is better than them by using I'm brute force better than you. As I believe that force is always there and infiltrates all the time. That's how we grow. We grow from love, and then we have this force that comes in, which is the ego, domination, that seems to take over. A good question for these mathematicians and people who are smart out there, a big question better than certain scripts, is how do you fix the human brain to fix that problem? What do we need to do? Where does it lie in the brain? Is it an education thing or a genetic thing? Is it good to have these certain genetic traits, as we've debated the good and the bad? If we can't handle it, and over time proven, which is thousands of years, of course we already know what humans would say, should that mean we should not have it at all then? Have we failed the test? Have a good one and see you later.